reports once a month, and I think that we're really fair also, because we make it, just in our meeting today, we make it real clear that if Canada's not qualified, please do us a favor and don't make that high, because we need to make sure that there's credibility to what we're trying to do. And so that's some success of what's been going on. I think what it does, it makes the workforce a better workforce, the more diversity. I think all of us agree that if the city of St. Augustine was just all male, that wouldn't be a good workforce. It's great to have female, and I think that if it was all white, I think that would be, I think you need blacks, Hispanic. We just hired our new fire chief is Hispanic, and so bringing more bringing qualified people in, but with more diverse. And now, as you see it with your leadership, now you have a totally different way, a totally broadened perspective when you're looking at the community, because now you have all aspects of the community included. So that's probably the greatest success story of that accountability or from that election process that I can speak of, and that's the direct product of the 300 Concerned Citizens. Anybody have any questions before I keep going? Well, the plan is, what we'll do is each one of you all, we can let everyone see these pledges. What the plan is everyone here. I didn't do a sign-in sheet because some people might come today just to get the information. What is this all about? And when you get the information, you might say, "No, I'm just not really what I want." And so I didn't want to ask for people's information, and they were just kind of coming just to look, but decide that this is not what I thought it was. But what will happen is these pledge sheets. What you'll do, there are a few boxes that you can choose to sign. But when you turn this in, I'll add you to the database. And when we send out our automated callings, that might say that, okay, we have a phone conference on Thursday night at 9 o'clock, whatever it is, I'll send that information out to you. I'll do an email blast to let you know what our steps are, what the next steps are. And so I'll get your information if you turn in one of these today and add you to the database. In addition to that, this just kind of explains that when we make a decision about a candidate, we're going to tonight decide when we want to do our candidate form. We don't, just to make sure we don't split ourselves. When we listen to the candidates, if it's 51%, 49%, that's too close for us to make a decision. That'll begin to draw rifts within us, and so it's just not a simple majority that we use to decide on what candidate we're going to support. But if 75%, which is pretty overwhelming, if 75% of the group says that yeah, we want to support that candidate, and then what you're doing when you take that pledge is saying that I'm going to go with the group. You don't always win, but when you go with a group, sometimes you get things accomplished towards the bigger picture. And so what happens when we have that candidate form, we'll release the candidates, and then we'll go back and forth and dialogue what we thought was good, what we thought was not good, what answers we liked, what answers we didn't like, and then we'll vote on each race. And any ones that have 75, those will be the ones that we'll endorse, and we'll contact them, and they'll have to make a commitment that after the election, you're gonna win. All right, but after the election, you're gonna have to come back and sit down and talk with us now that you're in office. And we did that the last time we met. And so it's okay, now you're in. I think it's obvious that we helped you get in. So now what we talked about, what's the plan to make that happen? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If there's a race out there and it's not close, if we see that it's not close, if 300 votes can't decide it in the city, and we're growing towards the county to where we can do that 1,200, if it's not close, we're just gonna mess up our name playing with it, because we can't win the election. We just don't have those types of numbers, and so there's no need for us to. We're gonna look at the form. We're gonna kind of feel the energy that's out there. Look at the polls that have been done, straw polls or whatever, and kind of decide the races that we know these races are going to be probably fairly close. Within 5, 10% of one another, we can probably make a difference. And then those are the ones that we'll really focus on and then see if we interested. And there's no pressure on us to choose the candidate. If we say that, you know what, we're just gonna make sure that we get as many voters to the polls as possible, because that's the other leg of this right here, is getting people to the poll. And there's not really a candidate we want to support. Last time, there was a candidate that wanted to ask us to kind of reconsider, because we decided not to even support a candidate in that race. And that candidate called me up the next day and was like, you know, what happened? You didn't get 75, but good thing your candidate, your opponent didn't either. And but you got more than your opponent. And the candidate was really hoping that we would reconsider and go back, but that's not those on our rules. And so we don't have to support a candidate. We can just encourage participating in the voting process, because that's the biggest piece. And so we and so we'll get that. But here's the kicker. This is what caused us to be so effective last time. Anybody willing to be a group organizer and go out and find 15 people in your circle of influence that are registered voters, and some might be city, some might be county, it doesn't matter, because now we're trying to grow our county database also. But go and get a minimum of 15 to sign these, and then the return instructions on the back. And so tonight, what you would do if you say, I want to do that, they're going to give you a stack of 15, then you want more, they'll give you more. But you'll take those, and sometime within the next 3 weeks, you'll get those back. We'll add them to our database so that they can begin to be included in the conference calls and things. As soon as you get them back, we'll put them on the database, and they'll be updated in our automated calls to be informed about what our next steps are. Because this organization right here, the strength of it is invisible. There's a lot of people that work in St. Augustine and St. Johns County that unfortunately, if people that employed them knew that they were involved, they feel that their employment, their job will be in jeopardy. And I can understand that. And so with this right here, I don't get excited by huge crowds. Now we have a lot of energy going into this, so this we probably would have easily had 40, 50 people tonight if it wasn't for the tsunami. But I mean, because there's just a lot of energy out there. But the bulk of this, the strength of this, you only see about 10% of who we are when we come together in public. And I make it real clear, you don't have to come. We just want the commitment and the pledge. We're going to keep you informed. But if you feel like that your employment might be threatened or something, if there's any kind of apprehension, it is not offensive to me at all for you to stay away. And we make that clear with everyone because we understand the environment that's here. And I don't want to put anybody in that kind of place, but I'm not going to pay a mortgage payment for anybody. And so we the strength of this organization is invisible. But we do need workers, a good base, 5 to 10% of our base. And we actually, some of our group people are people that don't even come to the meetings because they're willing to go and deal in their circle and get their people, but just not really not interested in being in the news. And I completely understand that. But that's going to be the bulk of what we're doing, and is to get those group organizers. And so anyone that's in here, and if you want to throw your hand up quick, they'll get it on roll and Q. That's Rolanda, and that's Q. I call you Q so much I forgot you. One dimensional. They'll get you your stack of 15 and more if you want it now, or you can come to us, to us after the meeting and say, hey, I'd like a stack of 15. And but when you fill this out, make sure you check on there that you want about group organizing, because my major work is going to be to make sure that we have 40 group organizers. And so after we leave tonight, if we only have 10, then lets me know that I got to get out and find 30 more organizers that's going to go and get the 15 commitments. And so it's a real simple plan that there's not a lot of fanfare. There's not going to be these huge crowds. I was talking to Sheldon reporting, and she was asking for a picture, and she did a wonderful article for us over the weekend, and she was wondering if we had any pictures, and I was basically like, this is really not one that you're going to get a big massive picture photo op from, because probably 85 to 90% of our group is really invisible, and but we've shown that we have power, and we're going to move that same kind of power to the county level. And so that's why, in addition, we still have our database of more than 400. But as I get 40 more, now we're going to begin, that 40 more that's going to go get those 15. Now we're going to begin to, and that's my addition, right? That's about 600. Then we're going to build that strong, we're going to go towards building that strong county database that by 2018, we might be able to make some folks at least listen to us on the county level, county-wide level. So that's really the plan. I wanted to show you something. Could you check and see if some stuff that I had planned out, if it came out of the country? Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, let me just show you something real quick. I want to show you something that should make you say, you know what, we got to do better than this right here. So my staple thing didn't work out the way I wanted, but basically what you're going to do is when you look at the staple, it's going to, on your first page, it's going to be to your right at the top instead of to your left at the top. The first page is going to be to the right at the top. And this is what I want you to look at. And this is more for the county. I want to show you how you, and this doesn't assume, because we have Republicans and Democrats in this room, but if you're a Democrat, you kind of get stepped on when it comes to electing some of your leaders. And so if you look at that first one, the clerk report, look at those two withdrawals. Basically what happens is that when we're headed to the primaries, you'll have someone that will come in and have no party affiliation. They might, and so that means that now the primary is going to be closed. And so Republicans will elect their candidate in the primary. There's an independent. They'll